Hey guys, it's Fred coming at you live. This is a different type of video. This video is on the boating accident they had earlier today where at least 3 were killed. I don't know the circumstances behind this accident. Don't know what happened, but it did bring back an experience I had one time. I'm not a big fisherman. We fish for catfish. And a buddy of mine worked for the water department when I was a policeman there in a small city, and took me with them to a bass tournament one evening. We get there and there's probably 50 or 60 boats. They line up out in the water, and I'd never been nothing like that, and two people to a boat. And all of a sudden the guy blows a whistle or shoots a gun, whatever it was that started the race. And when he did that, those boats took off like a herd of raging bulls. I'd never seen nothing like it. Now, I'd been a police officer my adult life, and I've been through some, I ain't gonna say that was traumatic. I've been through more traumatic things than that, but that was about as shocking of an experience as I had, because this was grown men, professional men, and they took off down that river. We was on Lake Harrington. They took down that lake like a bunch of wild horses. Whatever those throttles and engines would do, they were set on. They were getting what they had. We went around curves and went around one curve, and all the boats was skimming to one side, drifting. And there was a bunch of teenagers out in the middle of that lake swimming. They were all trying to swim for the shore. And there was about 10 boats in front of us and about 30 or 40 behind us. Had a boat in front of us stopped, we would have ran them over, and we stopped, the boats behind us would have ran us over. It was the most dangerous thing that could ever be. Now, I don't know if this is related to this fishing tournament they were having earlier today or not, if they do this at all fishing tournaments, or if it was just that one. That was my first and only time out on a bass fishing tournament, and I was in a different county. I told Floyd, my buddy I was with, I said, every one of you should be arrested for driving like that. That's totally reckless, and it was. And when I seen this news bulletin today on this boat accident, fishing tournament accident, it just brought back memories of that. And I don't even know if it had anything to do with speed or anything like that. I've got a news update here we're going to watch right now. We'll watch it together. I haven't even seen this one, so let's just see what they say.
More breaking news from Smith Lake in Cullman County. The death toll rising there after a boating collision during a fishing tournament this morning. And the victims now have all been identified. Right now, we know 3 people were killed. WAFO 48's Noah Cowell has been at the crash site all day. Noah, what have you learned about the accident and the victims?
Liz, the Cullman County coroner confirmed around an hour ago that not just 1, but 3 people were killed in this boat wreck just earlier this morning. Now, state troopers were able to identify the 3 as 44-year-old John Clark from Coleman, Jeffrey Little from Brandon, Mississippi, and 58-year-old Joey Broom. Now, we saw on social media evidence that Broom was a Snead town councilman, according to Snead city leaders. They say they're deeply saddened by his passing and ask everyone to keep his family and the town of Snead in your prayers. Broom and a few others were sitting in a boat around this strip of land you see on your screen early this morning when a bass fishing boat came around the corner and crashed into them. 3 bodies have now been recovered from the water. Major League Fishing was holding a fishing tournament here on Smith Lake, and they say one of their pro anglers, Flint Davis, was the driver of the bass fishing boat. There were some claims of foggy conditions on the lake this morning, but other anglers tell me there wasn't any fog at the time of the wreck. Smith Lake residents say these areas can be dangerous with boats flying around these edges of land.
It's a wide open lake, and you think, well, it should be safer, and it really is safe. But, you know, you never know where somebody's going to be, and it was just a situation, and it was a bang-bang thing.
Major League Fishing announced that it will cancel its final day of competition ahead of tomorrow. It announced in a social media post that this is an absolute heartbreaking moment for its organization, and it sends out its condolences to all the families and friends that are affected from this incident. Reporting live in Coleman County, Noah Cowell, 48 News, on your side.
And it is a very sad situation. Prayers to all the families, all involved. Guys, I think speed may have had something to do with this as I watched this video, and it just like when I said that when we come around a curve, there was a bunch of teenagers swimming out in the middle of the lake, and they were all trying to hightail it back to the shore to get out of the way. You got 50 or 60 boats coming at you wide open, and you don't know what's around that next curve. And evidently what happened here was there was other boaters not involved in the tournament fishing that may have just been parked off fishing. And looks like he come around the curve, and there they were. You can't, these boats, they don't stop like cars. You can, anyway, condolences for all involved. Just my 2 cents, brought back a memory to me, and I just thought that I'd share it. Thanks. Catch you next time.